Some of the flying heaps of dog shit that I hear and see on a daily basis, be it online in comments or in person by people, have somehow festered through generations and generations. So here are 10 training and nutrition myths that I, Carl, from the Orcs Den, are going to debunk. The first one is you have to bulk cut, bulk cut, bulk cut, bulk cut until you just die. There's another one that needs to die. And I used to think it. I generally used to think it. So once I lost weight, I thought, okay, I need to bulk. Okay, because all the professionals are bulking. And then I need to cut. Well, the professionals are cutting, so I need to cut. Not realizing that, why do they cut and bulk? Oh yeah, they're competing bodybuilders. That's why. Because it's their season that they compete for. I'm not a competing bodybuilder. Now, sure, if you want to get in hot shape for beach body ready and impress the locals, yes, cutting in the summertime would define your muscles more from what you've built on the off season. But I don't see any reason why you should go in this perpetual cycle of bulk cut, bulk cut. I got a young guy come up to me once in the gym and asked me, should I be bulking or cutting? And my response to that question, when I'm always asked it, is, I don't know, you tell me. I mean, if you want to build muscle, just bulk. Just keep bulking, be in a calorie surplus. It's simple as that. Only cut when you feel necessary, when you want to show off your muscles, be it for a photo shoot, competition, or to be beach sexy. To be sexy on the beach. Number 2, to be in hypertrophy, you need to be in 12 rep range. This is also another myth, a legend, a fib, a fabrication of time. A lot of people disagree with me, especially bodybuilders. They do think that training the upper echelons of 10 to 12 to 15 to 20 reps even is satisfactory and almost necessary for hypertrophy. I disagree. The reason I disagree is because in a lower rep range, especially between 6 to 10 on a heavy set, taken through slow tension would just be as beneficial as someone doing 20 blasted reps, if not actually more beneficial because the quality's there. Now, how is muscle developed? Well, it's through time under tension. How long the tension of the muscles under a particular weight. Now, if I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. What if I go? 1. 2. By the time you've knocked out 8, I'm already on the second one. Now, but it's slow. It's quality on the eccentric, quality on the concentric, it's quality reps. So for especially drug-frees, training within a rep limit of 6 to 10 on something super heavy, trying to progress that every week, in my opinion, and I have implemented the clients, especially hard gainers, and the results always speak for themselves. Now, training on heavy weights between 3 to 5 is more of a strength range. You're not going to get much hypertrophy growth out of that, but certainly you can get hypertrophy from 6 to 10, especially if the speed is adequate. Number 3, to consume protein pre and post workout. I want to have a protein shake in the morning. I'm going to have a protein shake at lunch. Protein shake for dinner. Protein shake for snack. Protein shake for dinner. Protein shake for the evening. No. I don't know where this is kind of came from. Maybe because protein shake always resembles protein equals health. Protein equals muscle. No! The reason I think this is because throughout your day you want to have a fraction of protein in every meal. Sure. But when it comes to before and post training, what is the main fuel source your muscles use? It's sugar. Glycogen in the form of glucose, sugar. So it's carbohydrates. You want to indulge in some creamy carbohydrates or fast digestion carbohydrates pre and post. So you want to give them into the body for the glycogen, and then after you tap into a high intensity workout, it needs to be a high intensity workout, and not just bullshit, it needs to be good. Then after it, you're going to pummel them back in to your bloodstream for more carbs. So while taking protein after with a carb source would be satisfactory enough, taking them before doesn't really solve much benefit. My pre-workout meal would mainly consist of a cereal, a line of dark chocolate, maybe a banana, something like that. But protein is not in the equation whatsoever. Before this one, I fucking hate And not only do I hate, I find it really funny because a lot of coaches you'll see that advertise their content will use this one, and it's an attractive one, and they try to attract people with it, and that is the term lean muscle tissue. Now, it is true that there are different forms of muscle, but really there's only one type of muscle, which is already lean. So if I'm trying to get a client in and saying, we will encourage you by losing fat and developing lean muscle tissue, opposed to the fat kind of muscle. Yeah? Because that's not the one you want. You don't want to put in the fat muscle. You want to put on the lean muscle. It sounds better. Pay me now. Yeah, it'll be £50 a week. Yeah, there's no such thing as lean muscle tissue. Muscle is already lean by the preset. Now, there is people confuse the terms with muscle mass. Muscle mass is the diameter of size of a muscle, but lean muscle tissue, the tissue within the muscle itself that makes up the tendons and ligaments in the muscle itself, it's just all lean. So when someone says to you, especially alarm bells, if someone's trying to sell you something and they're saying, this increases lean muscle tissue, fuck off. You can't build muscle while in a calorie deficit. You can. Well, you can in the early stages. So if you are a noob in the gym and you're looking to lose weight and you're in a calorie deficit, strictly speaking, you can build upon whatever frame you have consistently at the minute. So if you have a frame that doesn't really have much muscle, there is muscle to be made still, because that whatever calories you are on at the minute is able to maintain some level of muscle. But it is true, to grow onto your current stature, you will need to be in a calorie surplus. But for the early days, you can technically lose weight and build a bit of muscle. It's just not going to be anything dramatic. Number 6, you only have 1 hour after you train to be in the window to consume protein. You've only got 1 hour. Fuck, what I do? So again, this is one that I used to believe. Once I used to come out of the gym, I used to straight away have a protein shake. As soon as I dropped that dumbbell, cling, everyone in the gym stopped and went, looked over at me, and then I'd walk over to the bag and go, and then like, oh, thank fuck, you got it. And they used to carry on with whatever they're doing. There's not a 1 hour window. After you train, protein synthesis is heightened, which is encouraged then to consume protein or good nutrients around that. And it was believed there was a 1 hour window where you could really sort of tackle into that. Realistically, it's 78 hours, but there is a caveat to this. Do I still think you should eat straight away after the gym? Yes, because again, you want to drive glycogen back in the muscles. Now, some people would say, oh, well, but throughout the day, there's enough time to drive glycogen from previous carb sources and later on that night or even tomorrow. I do not want any damaged fiber or muscle cells to be without glycogen if it's going to inhibit or slow down their recovery process. I want to give them every fighting chance they have. My main goal is to build muscle. It's not to fuck around. So yes, I am going to consume a carb meal quite straight after the gym. Could be an hour and a bit, but more or less I'm going to consume it straight away. Number 7 is taking steroids gives you a small willy. Well, if anything, it would probably make the willy slightly more girthier or bigger because it's muscle. But it's probably the case that you just can't use it when you take steroids. But I don't know, I'm not on them, you tell me. Does your dick work? Number 8, sugar is bad for you. I fucking love sugar. I love sugar. So if you're doing nothing, it's quite bad for you. I mean, if I was to consume sugar, if you are a fat bastard sitting down doing nothing, then yes, consuming sugar is probably your downfall. But in truth, consuming any calories when you're that form of life force is not going to be beneficial to you. You better just starve yourself or get off your hole and do something. But for the people actually training and being active, sugar is... it's lovely. It's lovely. I take it in many forms. I take it pre-training. It could be in the form of anything. I can digest it, take it orally, inject it. I even fucking snort the thing. Oh, that's good glucose. It is the fuel source of your muscles. The muscles do prefer glucose, sugar. That is the preferred fuel source, carbohydrates. So yes, you know my love for sugar. Please ingest sugar. Number 9, coffee is bad because it's a diuretic. This one is true. It is a diuretic, but what does diuretic mean? So the way diuretics work is diuretics act on the receptors in the kidney. They do this to reduce sodium absorption. Now, in turn, sodium will exit from the body, but as it exits the body, it takes with it a heap ton of fucking water. Now, that's bad because for especially for training, you need an adequate amount of water. You need sodium for muscle contraction, and your muscles are made of about over 70% water. So water is very important to retain in the body. But there's a caveat. The volume of coffee that you would drink for this to have an effect would outweigh and outbalance the liquid lost. So the volume of liquid that I drink and the volume of liquid I lose will be cancelled out, and the body will hold on to still adequate amount of liquid that it needs. So there's no harm in drinking your coffee. Number 10. Now this one, I'm going to make a separate video on this one. I and that is training to failure kills your gains. Training to failure kills your gains. I really disagree with this. I highly disagree. Now, I don't want to go too much far into this. I know a lot of the science bros out there will go, well, actually training 2 rep shaft failure in studies have shown that your growth will be much greater than those who train with failure. It's a study, it's a study, and it's science. For every study you have, I have a study that proves differently. Now, for every study you have as well, I don't know the genetic potential of that group A, B. I don't know what those individuals were doing outside the gym, outside of study. I mean, I assume that you didn't lock these human beings like a monkey cage and fed them the exact same foods and trained. Everyone has a different genetic profile, different receptors to build in muscle. Second of all, it's the one thing I mainly notice is that the science-based lifters, which I do agree with science, I'm not an anti-science now, I just can't help but notice the science lifters worry more about the science of lifting than fucking lifting, and they turn out, you kind of look around and go, you're out of shape, you don't look like you've lifted in daily life, you look shit. Maybe this is because of not being intense in the gym. So training to failure. First of all, there's a couple of reasons why I think it's a necessity. You want to track, logbook your lifts. How can I adequately track if... So the way I track is, I go to full depletion on a set. Next week, I'm going to see if I can get a rep extra or deal with additional load. How am I able to do that if the week before I went, well, I left 2 reps in the tank? Well, then obviously I could have got that extra rep. So I'm not really seeing an adaptation the week after, am I? I'm just seeing what potentially I could have done the week before. Secondly, one thing you notice, and I have done this, I've trained drug-free for 8-9 years here, and I can safely tell you that if you train short to failure, the weights that felt kind of moderately heavy, not too heavy, will start to feel incredibly heavy after a while. That's just my anecdotal, noticeable observations. Fuck. But this one thing you will notice after a while. I'm going to do a whole video on this because I really do think the science and the volume literature out there is garbage, but training to failure I think is a necessity. So that's it from me. Please comment below if you have thought of any other myths that I haven't thought of, or if you think that in any of these topics I'm just talking absolute shit. But please still do comment because it helps. It helps my algorithms. And please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. But until next time, I've been Card from the Ox Den. Good day.